sound of the violin was really intriguing. When I was a child, I was about 8.5 years old. I was in grade school in New York, and I remember the Juilliard String Quartet coming into the school. And listening to them play was such an eye-opener. The sounds that were coming out of those instruments were just fascinating. And I think it really is a calling. I think certain children are attracted by certain sounds. I think it's something that's just innate. I actually started violin repairs and making when I was just a young lad. I was about 13 years old when I made my first violin under the direction of my master and godfather, who was a famous violin maker in New York by the name of Vahakin Nigogosyan. And he was one of the foremen at the famous violin shop in New York, Rembrandt Wolitzer's. And it was really one of the most interesting times, of course, in my life, being able to study music violin, and at the same time I was going to the Bronx High School of Science in New York, so I had a wonderful background in music, the sciences, and arts. And of course, what's the most perfect combination is violin making. I talk about the 3 principles of excellence. And this goes for anything you do in life, whether you're baking a cake, writing a book, taking a photograph. And the 3 principles are conception, materials, and execution. Before you actually build a building, what do you have? A blueprint. Before you make a violin, you have a pattern. You have something to base. It's a foundation. Second, again, is having the right materials. I can be the greatest chef in the world, but if I have rotten vegetables or meat, I don't care how good the conception was, the outline or the recipe, it's not going to be a good product. Third is being able to execute, meaning the workmanship. Again, I can be I can pick the best materials. I have a great outline or blueprint, but if I don't know how to put it together, there's a problem. You know, the instrument has been used as a form of communication. You know, the early poets, they would often play an instrument as they were actually reciting their poetry. And that was really the ultimate way of expressing or telling a story. And I don't think anything has changed to this day. You know, look at an artist like Adele, you know, who's very popular. And when she's singing, and you know, she has musical accompaniment, obviously it creates for an ambiance of emotion. And I think that's the highest form of communication out there.